When you hear that statistic from Oxfam that the poorest half of the world's population own about as much as the 85 richest people in the world, including you, of course, does that make you feel uncomfortable?
Well, what makes me uncomfortable is that children die, that people don't get a good education, they don't get enough nutrition, and that's what I've devoted my life to working on. And so all of that money that's in my hands is actually going against those problems.
But you don't deny the gap between rich and poor seems to have got worse.
No, the gap between rich and poor has not gotten worse, thank goodness. Less children are dying, people are living longer, people are more literate. If you go back far enough, everybody was poor. And so if you just want everybody to be the same, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, when life was very short, a third of all children died before the age of 5. That was an age of strong equality.
Do you think that enough is being spent on international aid?
I'd like to see that increased, particularly the programs where you're buying malaria bed nets and you're preventing deaths there, you're buying vitamin A, you're buying AIDS drugs, you're inventing new seeds that are more productive, getting those out, educating farmers how to use those things. We've seen phenomenal benefits in the aid programs that we're partnered in.
You're a notable philanthropist, of course, but much of this aid is government aid. Why is it the business of taxpayers in the United States or in Britain or anywhere else in Europe or anywhere else in the world to spend money on poorer people in poorer countries?
Well, you have to decide, do the lives, say, in Africa have any value or not? Do we, as we see them starving, not having enough nutrition, not having access to vaccines, having disease there that more money is spent on solving baldness than spent on a disease that kills 1 million children. Does that bother us or not? Are we willing to take, in the case of the UK, less than 2% of all government spending and have it go towards the very poorest, which in fact is very generous?
You could completely alter the picture of the world if you went for a genuine redistributive mechanism in taxation.
You mean like North Korea?
No, I don't mean like North Korea. I mean by democratic consent.
Well, yeah,
you could do that.
You could adopt. Yeah, we have many democracies. They all have different taxation policies. The Nordic countries have certain taxation policies. The UK has different ones. I'm not an expert on any but the US.
Would you favor in the US a higher rate of personal taxation?
Yes.
To what level?
That's fairly complicated to pick an exact level, but I've been a big proponent of the estate tax, and I do believe that income on capital, we could tax that a bit higher.
And when you saw the results of the Senate investigation into Microsoft's tax affairs and the allegation that about $4 million worth of taxes a day wasn't being paid because of the way that Microsoft managed their affairs, what did you think?
I think that's about as incorrect a characterization of anything I've ever heard.
It was the allegation that was made?
No, it's just simply hogwash.
Okay, which aspect is hogwash?
The idea that Microsoft didn't pay its taxes.
It's not that Microsoft didn't pay taxes, it's that they could have paid more taxes.
Voluntarily?
Yes, by choosing to organize their affairs differently rather than running them through Puerto Rico.
Yeah, your numbers are just completely wrong. So,
all right, let me put it another way. As a statement of principle, are you in favor of people paying as much tax as possible?
I think that if your government should pass the tax laws that they need in order to collect the revenue they want to collect. I don't think, saying that people should volunteer to pay taxes is likely to raise that much. It can be tried, but the rules are set. I've paid more taxes than any individual ever, and gladly so. I should pay more, but I've paid over $6 billion in taxes.
How do you persuade people that it's their political or moral duty to pay more tax in order that there can be some sort of redistribution?
You make sure that they follow the law and pay their taxes. If they don't, you put them in jail. It seems to work.
Bill Gates, thank you very much.